did your tryout begin? I want somebody to give me that answer. Somebody speak up. When you woke up this morning. When else? When you started training, young men, your tryout started when you took your first breath.
How's it
Prescott,
going?
welcome to the show, man.
Hey, how's it going? Appreciate you for having me, Jordan.
I just not realized you got the TBL hat on. That's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
had to put on that. This I really wear this hat like every other day, so it's like one of my favorite hats.
I gotta get me one. Gotta get me one. I finally got some TBL gear last
Finally,
week.
you should
Finally
have
got
been. You
some.
should have got yours. You should have been one of the first to get it.
No, not me. I'm scrounging, man. We're gonna the time is coming. We're gonna get some big time gears at some point.
Oh, for
We're
sure.
gonna we're gonna get big time gear.
Yeah. Shout
But
out to Infinity Apparel though. They give us some quality stuff. So I love
oh yeah,
I love everything they put out. So hopefully we get some like freebies pretty soon.
those are the guy that runs it's a great dude, and yeah, they do a good job. He designed your guys' jerseys last year. I
Yeah.
like I think you guys' jerseys was my favorite outside of maybe Indies.
Yeah, I mean, I like the design of it, but you couldn't tell because like it had the skyline going across, but when the players took their jerseys in, you can't see the
Mhm.
skyline. So like the design is perfect, but like when we didn't think it through as far as when you wear it because the skyline's at the bottom of the jersey and you can't see it when the guys tuck it in. But I like them. I'm excited for our new alternates that we're designing. So yeah, just big things coming.
Is it like, could you like raise it up like on the kind of close to the torso area, maybe the skyline?
Kinda, but it's still like when they tuck it in, it's like literally at the bottom.
Mm.
I have one in my closet right now, but it's literally at the bottom. And when they tuck it in, you could untuck it a little bit. You know how you can like tuck all the way down and then pull it up.
Right.
You can still see like maybe the top of the skyline, but it's not. You don't get the full effect of it. So we'll get it fixed though.
Though you
I,
guys will have some nice swag, man.
yeah.
The season it'll be some nice swag. But I think congratulations is in order hiring Angela Weathers. I think that was huge. How do you feel about the hiring of her, and what's your relationship with her?
Man, humble first of all, just the fact that she even was willing. A lot of people don't know the backstory, but I actually played once upon a time, and she was my trainer when I was playing, and she's just it's all this has just come full circle to be back working with her. I'm also by trade, I'm a sports agent, and people don't know like when I came out of school, Angela actually as my internship, she wasn't an agent before I came out of school, but she used her name because of her influence in the business and created Angela Davison Group, and basically let me run it. And that was like my internship as a sports agent and how I got my feet wet. And then the rest is history. And so she just has always created a platform for the kids that she was training and she was mentoring when we were in high school. She's always created a platform for us to go for our dreams. And then now that this dream has come true and for her to be a part of it is amazing.
Yeah, I spoke with her last week. She's super excited. She's super smart. We talked for about 20 minutes on the phone. But she's really excited, and for some reason I told her the same thing, but she was like, yeah, she was talking just mad crap about you, and I was like, hey, come on, well, what are you doing? No, I'm
She
kidding.
will.
She
She will. She
she
knows
loves
that.
you, man.
She put me on the line so much when I was a kid. I ran. I probably was in the best shape playing for her. I ran so much.
Let's talk a little bit about your sports agent career. I was reading kind of your bio. So you facilitated in 7 years $1.2 million
Mhm.
in deals.
Yeah. Well, cumulative, like, and what what my players have made. I didn't make 1.2 million, but over 7 years, yeah, I've had several big deals, a few really career igniting deals. And a lot of my deals have been behind the scenes with different NBA prospects that have gone overseas to continue their careers after they couldn't get a job in the NBA, and different deals for smaller players that maybe shouldn't have signed a big deal, but they got that opportunity because of some connections I made. And then of course just the traditional like being able to get my player signed, and they sign for 30 to 40,000 for the season, or sometimes 60 to 70, and then it just adds up to about 1.2 million over 7 years. So it really is not a lot, but it's cool to say.
No, that is cool to say. I think anytime you can help somebody be better, I think that makes you better too. So,
Sure.
actually, I watched this thing on Netflix with Doc Rivers in 2008 when they won the championship. There's this term they use. It's called Ubuntu, and it's like a African way of life. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing is, have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, so Ubuntu is when Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce are all playing, that's what they would break it down. They'd say Ubuntu on 3. So all it is it means if you're better, I'm better.
Right.
Which I thought was really cool. So, like, for example, if Doc Rivers came on the plane and he had food and it was just for him, Tony Allen would be like, hey man, you're not following Ubuntu. You got to bring food for everybody.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, I thought I think that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Sidetracked. But I will say, yeah, what do you think of that? Maybe that's your guys' slogan for this next year.
That's up to Angela, but but yeah, I like it. I like that I didn't know that was a thing, and that's kind of it. It's cool because that's how I see being a sports agent. Like being a sports agent is my dream job. So part of my motivation is I have like a responsibility to help your childhood dream come true. Like a lot of us basketball players have dreamed of playing pro basketball since we were, kids. And so I'm like a channel to help that dream come true when I'm a sports agent. So that's literally the case. If you're better, then I'm better. So I only make a fraction of what my clients make individually. So, if the more money they make, the more money I make. And so the better they are, their careers are, the better my careers are. So that's like a spot on mindset. So I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it. So I've been trying to look it up. So I don't know how to spell it, but when I figure it out, I'll text you. Let's talk a little bit about how you got into the sports agent career. I know we talked a little bit about it, but kind of touch on that and how how that's kind of been a family thing, and this has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah. So like I said, it's my dream job. And, early on, I would say I was 16. I had a little cousin by the name of Tadra Gocher. He played for Texas Tech, and he was about 14. And, early on, we could tell that he was going to be a star. He was going to be a pro, and I wasn't. And so the goal was still to be able to play college ball for me. So we decided very early on that, hey, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna try to play college ball, but mainly my focus is going to be to become a sports agent. And then by the time you graduate, if you go 4 years, by the time you graduate, I would have been an agent for about 2 years. During that 2 years, I need to really establish myself so I can represent you. Well, we both did what we were supposed to do. We never came together as like agent client, but we both, set out that goal, and he did phenomenal at Texas Tech and did what he needed to do to become a pro. I think he's in Montenegro now. And then I did what I needed to do to become an agent. And so that's kind of this was something that was kind of in the works from the time we were 16. And a lot of times when you're sitting in the driveway after playing like 2-on-2 or 1-on-1 or whatever, and you're talking and making dreams and making plans, it doesn't always happen that way, but our dreams did. And so, we give, first of all, honor to God for it, but we also worked really extremely hard to get where we are now.
I do have a question to ask. So I asked Daniel Green the same question. Daniel's a sports agent in Miami. Mm-hmm. His cousin's Torian. Mm-hmm. So obviously Torian played at a little higher level than Daniel did, and so did your cousin. But I asked Daniel, I said, well, who wins 1-on-1 and what's the record for the whole, if you guys are at a family cookout and you guys are playing 1-on-1, who's winning? Or Daniel told me that he's undefeated against Torian.
Yeah.
But I haven't asked Torian yet, so I can't figure it out. But what's the record between you and your cousin?
I honestly don't know the record. I know we played. I have two cousins. I have a one that also played in China. that had a little less glorified college career, even high school career. So it was 3 of us, and I'm the smallest one. I'm 5'10". They're both 6'4", and so, but I'm the bully. I'm the oldest one, and I'm the bully, and we go at it. I think I've played against my cousin Walter a lot more one-on-one than I have Todrick, but Todrick is a shooter and he doesn't miss, and it's tough. It's tough to beat him. However, when it comes to like handling the ball and like savviness and getting to the basket, so if we're playing like 21, it's gonna be like I'm gonna win out of 5. I'm gonna win 3. I'm gonna win 3 because either they're gonna just keep shooting. The ones they're gonna win is they're gonna keep shooting from the outside. And we haven't played in a long time, but they're gonna keep shooting from the outside. But I'm a really good defender, so as soon as I get the ball, it's a wrap because I'm gonna get to the basket and I'm gonna score somehow, and I'm gonna play harder than them because they might not have always played hard against me because I was so small, but I'm gonna play harder than them. I'm a pest.
So what you're telling me is you'll win. So that's good.
I'll win, for sure.
Okay, make sure you send your cousins this. So yeah, let's get to some TBL stuff. I do want to touch on the Dallas Skyline. So I watched you guys play in Dayton last year. I was impressed with your squad. You had a couple big name players, had a couple guys that could really get it and go. Kind of talk about that squad from last year, and then talk about the future plans that you got for this upcoming season. I know we're a little bit of ways away, but It's always nice to kind of have an idea of what you want to do. Now, you don't have to dive any other information that you don't want to get into, right, but I am curious to see what you think.
Yeah, well, that game in particular that you saw it shows the resiliency of that team. We had a 3-game road trip that game, or that weekend. We had just finished playing Jamestown that night, and we were in Jamestown, New York. We played at 7:30. Our game finished around like 9:30. We had to eat and get on the road to head to Ohio that night because our game got moved up on Saturday that next day to 12 p.m. So our guys had to play without sleeping, and we still won that game. And so our they were just dogs, man. We had some dogs on our team that just had all the grit and tenacity that you can ask for from a professional basketball team. We had like that Miami Heat type roster where it was at any given night anybody can go off. They all were going to play defense. They all were going to hustle and scrap, and they're all dogs. And so the fact that they had to win a really close, tough game the night before, and then had to drive 5 hours to Ohio, maybe get an hour nap, and then had to play again and still win and play at a high level was crazy. None of them have probably done that since the AAU days. And so that was a big time weekend for us.
Yeah, I thought you guys really did play hard. I was impressed with how well you guys played as a team. Because in TBL you really don't get a lot of time to practice, right before you start to play. But I think the coach did a really good job of having those guys buy in, and a lot of those players are obviously very, very experienced. So, actually one kid from Dayton who is from my area in Indianapolis, he went to Pike, Sean Johnson. He had like 40 or 50 that game, and so and then he got him up. But you guys got the win, so that's all that matters. But I'm curious to see. So, I always ask all the owners and GMs and coaches this question. If I want to play for the Dallas Skyline, what do I have to do as a player to get in? Are you connected with other agents? Are you bringing in for combines? Are you from the Dallas area? How does that process look?
Yeah, I like to say we have a really good eye. Clearly, we had a really talented team last season. And Angela's basketball, she's a basketball savant. So her basketball knowledge and her eye for talent is through the roof. And I think mine is also and we know value when we see a player, and it doesn't have to necessarily be in a full 5-on-5 or anything like that. But we want to see you. Nobody misses in a highlight. So sending us film is not going to necessarily put you over the top to try to get signed with us. If we see you at a TBL combine or at one of our tryouts and you play well, and even if you don't play well, we can tell if you can play regardless of if you have a good day or bad day that particular day. So I don't think like one day is going to, control your future. But we're looking for, we want to see you because we also want to use the discernment to decide whether you're a fit culture wise as well. So we're trying to, I know Angela and I have discussed trying to build a good culture this season and figure out what it means to be a part of Dallas Skyline. And so that culture, we know it when we see it. And so we want to see you. So that's I would say the biggest way to get signed by us is let us see you. We travel. I just got back from Cincinnati, Ohio to watch a camp with the Atlanta Empire, Owensboro Thoroughbreds, and Indy Express and the Columbus Condors at their camp at Road to 21. So I just popped up. I was in town, so I popped up to watch players there. And so I'm always looking for talent. I'm never afraid to get on a plane and look for talent. Mr. Magley, our president, is always, out and about, and I trust his eye just as much. So if he calls me and says, "Hey, I just had this kid come to the TBL combine, you should check him out. You should bring him to Dallas, blah, blah, blah." I'm going to trust that as well. So we're always looking for talent, but we want to see it with our own eyes. We don't want to watch a highlight film. You're not going to put your misses in a highlight. You're not going to put your turnovers in a highlight. So that doesn't give us a full scope of who you are. And then we want to know what type of person you are as well. So
I think that's great. I think that's good to, get to know guys. I know like NBA scouts are kind of doing that too. And, trying to figure out what they're actually like and what their personalities are. What's the number one quality that you look for in a player outside of their basketball game, personality wise? What's the quality that you want? If you could just pick one.
If I could choose one quality, it would have to be humility. Just being humble, being able to empathize with people, and being selfless. So just that humility and everything that comes with it, that would be the first thing we'd look for.
I love that. I think that's great. What type of community engagement events are you holding in Dallas? Obviously pre-COVID, TBL is huge community stuff. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the mission. So, what events are you holding or what are your players doing to kind of help that initiative?
Man, I'm excited about this one because last year we kind of dropped the ball on doing a lot of community things, but this year, like October is going to be a crazy busy month with community and the rest of this year period. So we have we have a voter registration event on October 5th that we're doing with Power Hands. If anybody knows who Power Hands is, they're the little gloves that help football players and basketball players like handle the ball better. So voter registration event October 5th. October 25th, we have October 25th and October 31st, we're doing a COVID testing to help people get tested for COVID and help tests be readily available for people so they can find out if they're sick or not. We have October 30th, we have a carnival that we're doing with a Christian school here. There's another one. November 1st, we're doing our first golf tournament. And so we'll be announcing that today. November 22nd, we have our second tryout. But then I think that weekend we are doing a turkey drive. And then December 3rd, we're doing toys. We partner with Toys for Tots and taking donations for toys for kids, underprivileged kids to get to get Christmas presents and things like that and toys. And so we are booming now. We're trying to stay in the community as much as we can and I'm probably forgetting something because I know we have something every weekend in October and I'm forgetting one thing, but we are excited and we are moving into our community, trying to make sure we leave a stamp and people know that dealing with Dallas Skyline, we're here to help no matter what.
Man, that's great, man. You guys are doing a whole bunch. Am I gonna get the invite to the golf tournament?
Hey,
no?
Come on, yeah. This is your invite right here. Come through.
Let's see. I got Kokomo's October 15th, and then wait, yours is gonna be November 1st.
November 1st, yeah.
It'll be way warmer in Dallas than it will be here. So
for sure, yeah.
Wait, what day is that? Is that a Friday or Saturday?
It is a. I don't know. Let me look. It is a Sunday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I may have to be there. I don't know how far the trip is from Indy to Dallas, but I'll make that drive.
It's like 10 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not. Yeah,
I
used to drive to Atlanta all the time. It's the 10 good hours.
Can't beat that, man. 10 hours in a car, it gets. I have to call a lot of people.
Gotta have your playlist right.
Gotta have my playlist right, man. I'm a big podcast guy.
Oh yeah, well that too.
Yeah, I listen to my own voice all day long. No, I'm kidding. It's the worst. But this is my favorite part of the show. This is a speed round. Do you know what the speed round is?
I don't, but I'm about to find out.
So it's you get 1 minute. You get to answer as many questions as possible. The record is 16.
Okay.
Okay, so these are kind of either tailored to you or we got some mix them up questions in theirs too. Evelyn got 3 or 4. So if you can do better than that, you'd be all right. She did great the second time though. You ready?
Let's do it.
What's your favorite place to eat in Dallas?
Shoot, Rudy's Chicken.
Favorite part of TBL?
The owners.
Favorite gym in Dallas?
Sportsplex.
What's your favorite gym in the whole country?
Frisco Fieldhouse. That was a dumb question because that's in Dallas. Frisco Fieldhouse.
What is your favorite place to visit?
Australia, Sydney, Australia.
Best basketball game you've ever seen?
I don't know. Texas Tech versus Baylor.
What is your favorite movie genre?
Comedy.
Favorite book?
Shoot. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Favorite fruit?
Strawberry.
Favorite candy bar?
Snickers.
Time. Let's see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not bad.
Man.
Not bad with the 10. Not bad at all.
That gym got me because I thought of Frisco Fieldhouse after I said the Sportsplex, and both of them are in Dallas, and so
it's tough. It's tough. I appreciate all the listeners coming on the pod today. Thanks again, Prescott, for coming on. Big sponsor coming up here soon to announce, so stay tuned for that. Thanks again.
Appreciate it.